On today's hot sheet, I'm discussing our weekly housing inventory update, reason homeowners in the US are selling, and the best time to buy a home in 2023, and how to educate your clients on that. Today is Monday, September 18th, 2023. I am Byron Lazine, and the hot sheet starts now. All right, Monday inventory show. We're going to jump into that in just a second. Let me know in the comments in the live stream here, if you're joining me live, which market you're tuning in from. I'm sitting in the Naples, Florida studio as we get ready for BAM Camp on Wednesday. It's going to be a big week. It's also Fed meeting week. So they're going to be meeting on Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon. We'll find out what the FOMC's decision was. The 10-year is reacting today to the looming decision. We'll cover that here at the end of the show as well. And we'll cover it all Thursday morning on the hot sheet when we have all the details. So big BAM Camp week, Fed week, a lot going on this week. Let's start it as we do every single week with an inventory update. It's what we're looking at the most for this housing market. It's what can help prices and help stabilize what Logan Motoshami from Housing Wire has coined a savagely unhealthy market. It can start to create some more health. Okay, so some of the volatilities, believe it or not, in the last week has eased a bit, not only in inventory, but also in new listings. Let's first take a look with the Altos research in the market tracker on Housing Wire. Weekly inventory is up, and it's up pretty significantly. It's up more than the same week last year. It's up 509,000 active listings to now 518,000 plus. So a 9,000 active listing jump, when last year we same week only saw a 5,000 active listing jump from 547 to 552K. So we're still under last year's mark on inventory. We're year over year negative on inventory, but we're starting to close the gap. We're at our inventory peak for the year of 518,626. Active listings for the peak, or for this week rather, in 2015, we're over 1.2 million. So still a long way to go for a more normal active listing inventory market. Okay. One of the data lines that Logan pointed out in this piece is price cuts, because we're starting to see more of them. In fact, this market here in Naples that I'm sitting in, which has been an incredibly robust market the last few years, very active, low inventory, of course, like every other market. This market here experienced not only 45 new listings 24 hours ago. I think this was actually Friday, the data I was looking at, but 41 price reductions. Okay, all in a day. So that's quite a bit of price dropping. It means some of the inventory sitting there is reaching too high and is starting to come down. Love to know in the comments, whether you're on the replay or right now on the live chat, if you're seeing multiple price reductions. So Logan incorporated this for us using the Altos data. Historically, 1/3 of all homes, okay, have price cuts year round. Okay, so that's historic numbers. Last week, price cuts were lower than last year by 4%. However, the housing market obviously has affordability issues, and we're seeing higher price cuts in 2015, 2017. We were running at 33%. 2018, 19, it was 36%. Right now, it's 37%. Okay, interesting. We're going to have this price reduction data in our daily download for BAMX members. If you're a BAMX member, you get access to all of the Hot Sheets daily downloads. And you can become a BAMX member by using code HOT to get 10% off of your subscription. BAMX members get really cool stuff like 25% off of BAM Camp, which is happening Wednesday. BAM Camp's at max capacity. But if you are attending, you could always upgrade to the VIP spot. We've got a couple of those remaining. So here, let's take a look at this price reduction numbers here. We're back up to 37% right now, well over 2021's numbers, which makes sense. Still below last year. Okay, so also above historic norms of 33%. So price decreases are on the rise. Logan wants to start including this on his weekly update. 41% same week last year, 28% same week 2021. Basically because he believes we're going to be getting into a fourth quarter rather, where we're going to be experiencing more price reductions. Again, love to know if you're seeing an uptick in price reductions in your market. Now, here's the news that I really enjoyed to see looking at this last week. It was the new listing data. We have been trending for the entire year at the lowest year ever on record for new listings. Okay, so active listings were down year over year, but that gap is starting to close. Okay, we've gotten a bigger uptick at a time of year when last year we only had 5,000. The same week we had 9,000 this week. Okay, so we're starting to accumulate a little bit more inventory, still coming from the bottom. I get it. But new listings has been the lowest tracked ever. Look at this bounce up last week. Okay, and this will be available for you in the daily download. Look at that black line. That's last week, almost touching last year. So we're starting to maybe get some headway on new listings. Okay, new listing data should be calmer now, says Motashami. As we have discussed, the data has been extreme. You can see it in the weekly data below. Now that we've gotten past Labor Day and the start of school, we can keep an eye on whether we have a new trend up or down on new listing data. You can take that comment off. I'll do it after, Bobby, just so we can see the chart. If you can take the comment, thank you. I had been anticipating some flat to positive year-over-year data in the new listings this year in the second half of the year. However, we haven't gotten that data just yet. But look at the uptick from last week to this week, 50,000 new listings. This week, 61,000. Be interesting to see if this trend continues. Okay, of course, we're in a time of year when, just looking at the chart here, you start to see a gradual decline on new listing data all the way into the fourth quarter and to close out the year. New listing data tends to go down. Not sure what happened there on the screen. And so keeping our eye on this, is this going to be an abnormal year on new listing data? Not sure what's happening there. Let me unplug and plug back in. Gotta love the iPad life here on this screen share. Let's see what happens here. Okay, there we go. It'd be interesting to see if this can cross over the green, even the blue line of 2022 and 2021 on new listings. Okay, it's one of the things that can help with the volatility in the market and the most unaffordable market in obviously over the last 40 years per Housing Wire and ever, according to Redfin. The mortgage bond, the 10-year yield, is stirred up here today. It's been bouncing, as we know, between this 4.2 and 4.3 all month. We're back up to the top range of 4.335, which is, similar to where we were there to close out August. And this is, going to be the case probably for the next couple of days till the FOMC meets. It's going to continue to keep the 30-year fixed rate up. All right, so there's your inventory update right now as we sit here going into this week. We know we need more sellers, and 10% of sellers are moving because of return to work policies, believe it or not. This article is on nowbam.com. A new survey from Redfin shows 1 in 10 sellers are moving because of return to work policies. So if you're in one of these markets where maybe there's a lot of people that move to your market to, kind of work from home, they might be thinking about having to go back to where they're headquartered. Okay, 1 in 5 relocations due to their political views, while others cite taxes, crime, discrimination, and climate change. Okay, so this survey was conducted from May to June, but by Qualtrics. here in 2023 to assess the top reasons sellers are relocating in today's market despite the high mortgage rates. And these are the sellers real estate professionals want to sniff out in their market, the ones that have a need or a strong desire as opposed to a want. If it's just a want, nice to have, thinking about it, that interest rate is going to be a pretty big hurdle to get over. But if it's a strong, significant desire, have to, need, must do it because of my job, for sure, it's going to make that move a whole heck of a lot easier. Based on the answers of 616 respondents saying they're likely to sell their home and move in the next year, 1 in 10 are moving back to office, back due to office mandates. Okay, so that's the most common reason sellers are relocating. It's not the most common, rather, it's a significant driver behind sellers who find themselves forced to move within a year. Okay, here's a Redfin Premier agent from Boise. My sellers both work at the same company, which told them they have to be in the office 3 days a week or they'll lose their jobs. They have 6 months to make the move. They'll probably have to take a $100,000 loss on their home. Boise, Idaho, one of the markets that was significantly hit. Think about all the California folks that moved, West Coast folks moved into the Boise market, completely shot up the prices. Now a whole bunch of them realize I don't want to be in Boise. They're moving out. That's one of the markets like Austin and others that has actually seen a significant double-digit price drop. Okay, their new host in Seattle won't be anything close to the size of the property in Boise, and their mortgage rate, of course, will be much higher. Okay, around 1 in 5 cited social views, taxes, and crime as reasons for moving. So actually a higher percentage than you're seeing on the work for, got to go back to the office. Okay. You do see that. I'm down here in South Florida. You do see a lot of people that move down here from the Northeast. And when you get into it with them, I can say that this is true. A lot of the, tax conversation and political view conversation does certainly come up for reasons that people move. This Redfin slide here will be available for you in the daily download. Here we go. Desire for more space is the most common reason respondents cited for moving. So almost 34% want more space, 22.5% to be near, with or near to family. A lower cost of living, that's 1 out of 5 respondents there. To get a better deal on a home, 1 out of 5. Better aligned with my views on social issues is 1 out of 5. Lower taxes is 1 out of 5. Better financial return on my home, up near 1 out of 5 as well. Concern for safety and crime, that's typically folks that are moving out of the city fall into that category. Want better weather, 16%. A new job, 15.6%. Some on the low end, concerned for impact of climate change on my previous area. Obviously, that's something that gets a lot of headlines, but if you look here, it's the least, percentage wise, according to the survey, the reason impacting moves the least, concern for impact of climate change on my previous area. There's plenty of reports, and we've covered a couple of them, that actually show migration into the most prone weather areas. Okay. Think the coastal areas in Florida. They're expanding, not going, down in size. Think, some of the areas in California that have experienced significant climate issues due to change. There's more people moving into a lot of these areas than out. So that number doesn't surprise me at all. I felt discrimination in my previous neighborhood is 1 out of 10. Couldn't afford a home or cost of living in my previous area, 1 out of 10 as well. So there you go. You can dig into more of that on nowbam.com. But if we're going to get new listings to go up as a housing market, and we're going to get active listings to go up to help reduce this affordability crunch, because I think interest rates are going higher for longer, we got to find these reasons why people need to move. You can go ahead and post the comment there. Bobby, it would be interesting to see breakout of crime versus social issues. Those could be two different sets. Yeah, I think they certainly are. I agree with you there. And they've got them separated here. Okay. So to live in a better area with my social views and issues is 19.3%. And then concern for safety crime is 17.9%. So they do have it separated here on the Redfin chart. I think there was a previous comment too that you had that you wanted me to take a look at when we were on the first topic. We're seeing houses sit, prices drop, even in the hottest cities in our area. Yeah, I think this is going to be a fourth quarter theme. Remember the fourth quarter of last year when interest rates topped at 7.37, and we're basically even sitting there now. Buyers went away. It wasn't until January 1 when rates dropped, when all of a sudden agents were like, oh my gosh, the market's back. Listen, the fourth quarter could be very much different, and price reductions and homes sitting a little bit longer could start to become something we've got to get used to in housing. Could be very good for affordability. Okay. And homeowners have had a very good run on increasing value to their home. I don't think value is going anywhere, not off a cliff, but if it can ease up a little bit, again, that'd be good for the health of the market. And it lines up with what I've been saying about the fourth quarter. I've been saying if I'm educating buyers, I'm probably telling them to buy this winter. I think that despite the fact that the rates are high and, the average mortgage is going to be like $2,600, if you can afford that as a buyer right now, winter 2023 into 2024 is the time to get the best value on a home. And when would be the best actual time to buy in 2023? Well, we've got a piece on nowbam.com that realtor.com just released its 5th annual best time to buy report, identifying the week of, if the thumbnail doesn't tell you, with the pumpkin head, the October 1st through 7th is the best window of opportunity for buyers. 2023, first week of October is expected to bring an increase in home listings, less competition, more time to decide on a purchase, and lower home prices. Okay, so again, you can get a savings on prices. Historically, the best time to buy period, about 5.5% of homes see prices drop. Okay, so we're going to continue to see prices drop. If you're a serious seller before the end of the year and you've got your home on the market now, September, and it hasn't sold yet. We're at September 18th. There's a lot of sellers that are thinking about selling, and for whatever reason, they don't have their house on the market. And it's like, hello, wake up. November, less people are thinking about making a move, around the holiday and then around the other holidays in December. So you got to be on the market now. Well, if you go through September and you actually haven't sold and you want to be done before the end of the year, you're like, oh my gosh, it's October. Next thing you know, it's going to be Thanksgiving. It's going to be, so they start to drop their price that first week of October. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, so 5.5% of homes see price drops, typically by 3.3% off of the value. So $300,000 house will be dropping down to $290,000 compared to the typical season high. The price drop translates into a savings of $15,000. Okay, that's off the median. I gave you a $300,000 example. In some of the largest housing markets, home prices can drop more than 10% below peak price during the best week, potentially saving your buyer clients tens of thousands of dollars. There's more homes to choose from. Okay. Inventory is obviously lower than years past, but seasonal trends are still expected to boost active listings by 11.7% for October compared with the average week. Then if you look historically, it plummets in November and December. Less buyer competition. Okay. The buyers who are moving for school, they're done. And so that spring fierce competition is behind us. So you're going to have more time to consider. You're going to see days on market go up, and then more new listings. Historically, the best week for buyers has brought an 18.9% increase in new listings compared to the start of the year. This year's best week is poised to offer the biggest influx of fresh listings compared to the remainder of 2023. This is a piece on nowbam.com. You might want to text over to your clients. Okay. Best time to buy a home in 2023 is the title. It was posted by one of our great writers, Sarah Lentz. If you're following up with somebody, people in your database that are just like, I don't know, maybe I should be waiting for a better time. Hey, we've actually identified the best week for you to buy. That might be something you'd want to send over to people in your database who are thinking about waiting. All right. The 10-year is thinking about waiting to see what Jerome Powell does. We're all waiting. It's going to be happening tomorrow and Wednesday, and we'll get Wednesday afternoon. We'll get the meeting. I'll get caught up on that Wednesday night after BAM camp and give you a full report here on the hot sheet on Thursday. The 10-year right now is at 4.334. So hanging high on the 10-year. The 30-year fixed ended the week on Friday at 7.29. The Freddie Mac 30-year fixed weekly survey was at 7.18. So we've got a 30-year fix that's kind of just been sitting around our high mark of last year. Seems, for the last 30 days, seemingly all month here. And it's going to continue to sit there as, we have a 10-year that continues to either inch up or stick around the 4.3 marker. All right, we've got the BAM camp week. If you're going to be joining me here in Naples, I'm really looking forward to it. If you want to upgrade your ticket to the VIP experience, there's still some opportunities there. If you want to do that, by the way, I'm hosting the VIP experience along with Eric and some of the other BAM staff. If you want to upgrade, just email me, Byron@nowbam.com. Say upgrade to VIP experience. I'm going to BAM camp. I want to upgrade. Knowing that you're from the hot sheet, I'll take care of you on that deal. So Byron@nowbam.com. Yeah, Wednesday, Bobby's telling me we're not going to have a show Wednesday because Bobby's got every single video producer that produces this show at BAM camp. So we're not going to actually have a show on Wednesday. We're not going to be able to go live. We're going to be kicking off the day at 9:00. So no hot sheet this Wednesday. I know it is a tragedy. Next, we're going to have to start all of our conferences at like 10:30, which would be odd, which would be very odd. But yes, no hot sheet this Wednesday. Luckily, all the big news is happening Wednesday afternoon. I'll get caught up on it Wednesday night into Thursday morning. We'll have a live hot sheet on Thursday. We're going to have a live hot sheet tomorrow as well. If you're not coming to BAM camp and you're looking for a something to get you started into the fourth quarter, you should check out FubCon in LA next week, September 25th to the 28th. Follow-up Bosses conference. I was in California last week, realtor.com meeting, and everybody who attends Follow-up Boss is like, this is the event of the year. They put on a huge party, multiple keynotes, tons of speakers, band. It is a rage, is kind of what I'm hearing, by the way. FubCon is crazy, and you get 30% off by using our code down below, BAM_VIP30, something like that. It's in the description. If you're going to Follow Up Boss next week, September 25th to the 28th, if you're on the West Coast, easy trip for you. All right, we'll be live on the hot sheet tomorrow, and we'll be back live again on Thursday. We've got BAM camp on Wednesday. If you're coming to BAM camp, shoot me an email if you want that VIP deal. Byron@nowbam.com. Hope everybody has a really great start of the week, Monday. Let's go untap that inventory in each of our markets and put our name on that sign, especially if you are a real estate agent or broker. Hope everybody has a great day. Until tomorrow, toodaloo.